Hey everyone, and welcome back to my Create Mod Skyblock series. This is going to be episode 7 of the series. So if you missed episode 6, go ahead and check it out. It's going to be in the top right hand corner of the screen. Also, if you really enjoy the Create Mod and you enjoy my Let's Plays, go ahead and subscribe and definitely feel free to drop a like on this video. Now, before I hold back anymore, let's jump into the episode. So I know that I promised in the last episode that I was going to make some Botania type of items, and then I didn't because I got so overwhelmed with our storage system that works perfectly now and probably will help us with this mod. So I figure I'll start off by reading through all these pages that I haven't touched upon, and then we can actually get started into it. So to get started, I've read through only like a couple pages, and it's basically like going to be making mana pools and things like that. And I realized that it all stems from actually using our pure daisy, which we're gonna do really quick. If I can place this all correctly, I've actually placed our logs, but I forgot about the stone. So if I take our cobblestone and turn this right into stone, which will take a couple seconds, but we can also have logs next to this pure daisy, and you're gonna see they're picking up essence or whatever. I don't know what they call it, to be honest. But I'll say essence, and it's gonna turn this into living wood. And if I pick up our stone, that should convert any second now. There we go. And if I take our stone, I can then also place this against our pure daisy, and this should turn into living rock. Now, that will make us mana pools, which you can see out of living rock can turns into a mana pool that stores mana. There's also a diluted mana pool, which I believe said it stores less, but I don't think we need to make that too much. But there we go. Look, that just converted to living wood. So we might as well go ahead and pick this up. I wonder if there's a tool that's like picks it up better. I don't know if that's the correct word, but we'll put more logs down so we can keep converting it. But this turns to living wood, which we can turn into living wood planks. I believe we can also, turn them into living wood twigs. So this is the beginning of making a lot of different things. Now, if I'm correct, I should be able to go ahead and take this crafting grid, and I can turn these into 3 living wood twigs that look like, oh, they do stack. It just wasn't letting me like shift click them. And then if I take these twigs and I take 2 petals, I can make the wand of the forest, which is then going to allow me to control mana, theoretically. There we go, and a mana pool. Look at that. We're really going to dive deep into Botania for this episode. All right, so I've been reading through the Lexica Botania, and I've also been looking into the advancements because right now our next advancement is to craft the cacophonium, which all it does is I think it copies noises based on mobs or something along those lines. It's made with like a note block. I think it's more of just kind of like a trolling style thing. But that being said, I figure we'll grab that. And then on top of that, I'm just getting rid of some things. We can make the Endoflame, which the Endoflame is a way of generating some mana. And it's based off of kind of like a furnace that you throw items in there that could go inside of a furnace, like logs, things like that. It's going to go ahead and create some power. And then we should be able to transfer it into a mana pool and actually store some mana in the mana pool. And then we can use that towards other things. I kind of wish I had a little area for just all Botania, and I'm thinking about maybe clearing this area right here to make a little area for Botania. So maybe I should work on that really quick, and then we'll go ahead and tackle those 2 craftings. Look at that, Endoflame. And then theoretically, I don't know, I'll place it, right here. We'll place it, right there. That if I look at this flower, and I can take the wand of the forest, and I think if I, that's what it is. Okay, so I've made an Endoflame that's going to be able to create mana, and of course our mana pool is able to then store our mana. But to send mana from the Endoflame into the mana pool, we need a mana spreader, which is just a bunch of living wood and a petal. So we just have to basically get a bunch of living wood now. I think I did it. Hey, look at that, we did it. That took a second. I'm just gonna throw a couple more logs down. I mean, we have infinite logs, so I don't really care if they despawn, but look at that. So the Endoflame's creating mana, it's going to the mana spreader, and then it's shooting into our mana pool. And it looks like, yeah, we actually have a total of the amount of mana that it can spread. So I don't know. Throw a stack down. I think it said max was the equivalent of almost like four coal blocks, I think. But if we look at this, I think we can see the little blue bar that's only like a dot at the moment. So that kind of works, but it's going to just keep transporting mana into this mana pool now. So we should be able to now utilize the mana pool to actually create some things. So I figured the next cool thing we should tackle is a mana tablet. And essentially, this is going to allow us to transport mana on ourselves. So of course, we have mana that's inside of our pool at the moment, but we can actually build a mana tablet, pick up mana, hold it in the tablet, and then do whatever we would like with it in the future. Now, if we look at this recipe, it's a bunch of living rock and then a mana pearl or a mana diamond, which a mana diamond is either a block of mana diamond or it is a diamond thrown into a mana pool that has that much mana currently inside. So we might be able to do that. Of course, we don't have that much mana currently on this mana pool, but I figure we might as well start crafting it or working towards that. So I just created a different type of mana generation, and this is from, I'm going to butcher this word, hydrangeas, I think, or hydrangeas, something like that. It's a flower. And this is a passive type one where I don't need to place down items or anything to generate stuff. That this should be automatically sending power from the water around here and sending it right into this mana spreader, which then should be sending it into this mana pool, which it is, but it's just going really slow, which I'm curious to see if I'm doing this correct, but I might have to look up some YouTube videos. But you can see the mana spreader is shooting it into the mana pool, and then theoretically we should be able to pull out a diamond soon enough. There we go. I realized that if I shift right click on it, it was going from mana pool to tablet and not tablet to mana pool. Even though I don't have a tablet, I wonder if it was just dispensing into the air for whatever reason. But I threw down some logs. The mana spreader is going crazy, and I actually have enough to throw a diamond in, and it turns into a mana diamond. Look at that. So we can actually go make our mana tablet now. There we go. So now we have a mana tablet, and then I think if we maybe we go ahead and hold out our wand, shift right click, and then maybe put our tablet in there. And then we pick up our tablet, and it actually has some mana inside, theoretically. So if I turn this around and throw this into here, I believe that it's now dropped our mana. I could be wrong on that. But I gotta look into why we're not really generating too much mana, and I wonder if that's something that I'm doing wrong. All right, so I just made a mana star, and I'm not sure if I'm doing this correct. But you can see that we put our mana star next to our mana pool. So if I hold out my wand of the forest, you're going to see that we have our mana spreader slowly getting some power from our hydrangeas and going right into our mana pool. And you can see it just glowed blue right there. So it says it glows blue if we're making a profit on the mana pool, and it glows red if we're going into a deficit. So if it's losing its power. So it said it's going to be like an extra way of figuring out what's going on with our mana pool, and I figured that's probably a pretty good thing because I'm pretty lost. I feel like at this moment of if I'm doing this correct or not, but I'm going to keep reading our Botania book, and we're just going to see what we can do. Ta-da! Mana Steel. And you're probably wondering, Rocket, the heck is Mana Steel? Which is something that I was curious about too. So if I take our living wood twigs and I take our mana steel ingot, I can make a floral obedience stick as I throw my flowers on the ground. And this is going to allow us to basically say, hey, to all of these flowers, anything that's generating it, all send to this mana spreader by, I believe it was shift right clicking. Yeah, you saw right there, it just immediately sent those rainbow lights and says, all right, send all of your mana to this mana spreader and then send it to this mana pool. So it's an obedience stick. It's telling everything to basically stop doing things wrong and send it all to this mana spreader, which is perfect. And then theoretically, this mana spreader should be still sending to this mana pool, just like so. So I wonder if I can even, no, maybe not. I was going to see if I could maybe right click on this mana pool to just automatically send things like that. But it's just a nice way of connecting everything, I guess. And then also, Mana Steel is just iron thrown into a mana pool that has mana. And you can make mana steel like armor and stuff like that. So you can make chest plates and you can make tools and all these things. Nothing to my mind that I saw was better because it's like an iron level type of gear with some added bonuses. But I can make diamond gear right now if I really wanted to. Which, speaking of which, I might as well go ahead and do. Because why not? We have infinite diamonds. Ta-da! Look at that, diamond armor already. It's perfect. I know there'll probably be some other armor, maybe even in Botania, that's gonna be better. Maybe it's even this one. It says +2 armor. I wonder if that's comparing. I don't know. No, it's not. So okay, so diamond helmet's +3, and this is only giving us +1. But I have a feeling, yeah, there's gonna be some mana bonuses with this. But for now, we have diamond armor just in case we get attacked, and we know how to make mana steel. Aha! Look at that. So I just made an orchid, which theoretically, it will use mana, I believe, to generate ores for us. Yeah, I said generate ores, which is pretty sick. I think I'm just gonna build a little area out, maybe in this direction, so that I can interact with this mana pool. I don't know if there's like a distance on these things. Um, and I've read through probably 100 other items that would be super useful in a regular survival world, not so much for a Skyblock world. So maybe in the future, if I do a series, let me know in the comments that's not Skyblock. It'd be pretty sick to kind of use these things. A lot of things for like detecting ores through walls and a whole bunch of other nonsense that's actually pretty awesome. But here we go. We just planted this, and if I plant my orchid, I just went deaf, and that also just scared me. I have no idea. Oh, I think it maybe took all the mana. I have no idea what that just did, but I just had a heart attack. So I think what it did actually is it converted a bunch of the stone below here into ores from using that mana. So that's what that was. So Peter having a legit heart attack was from that. Because look at that, we got tin, we have bauxite, coal, we have all these different things. I didn't even mean to do that. But okay, well that's one way to just completely just generate ores, which is not what I was expecting. But let's grab some stone and we'll see what it does. Hey, look at that. So it does do it. It sounds like someone slamming a door. I feel like that's how they got that sound effect. But that means we basically have infinite ores, which is really sick. Because, like, of course, there you go. We got a piece of coal. Albeit not the best way to generate things, but from there we can actually get a bunch of different ores and even bauxite. Of course, I think we had a way of generating ores over here because there was a way to get bauxite. Oh, it was this generator. But over here we got another way of doing it, all from Botania. All right, so I've been reading a lot more of this book, and I figured it was worth going over a couple different things, just in case you guys are just watching this and playing a different mod pack, that there are flowers that will inflict harm on other living beings, and I believe it says 4 players as well. There are flowers that will do adult animals, and then there's also one, this is like a magnetization type of tool that you can create, which is exactly basically what I have here, which is the ring of attraction. Let me know in the comments which one's better, but that stems from this flower, which also will pull items towards it. And then there's also another flower that, there you go, it will deafen animals. So if you have a farm, you can place this flower down, and it will actually stop sound from different animals. So at an animal farm, that constant like pig noises or cow noises, it will just stop that. And also, this doesn't even need mana to occur, so I could just create these and just call it a day. Of course, it would need a redstone root, which I guess we could make too. It would just be grass or redstone dust, and there was even ways to make said grass in here. But I'm bringing all this up because I think it's time for us to make a Fel Pumpkin, which will then allow us to spawn a blaze. And I believe the only thing we don't have, I could be wrong on this, we do have rotten flesh. We might not have a bone. We have bone blocks, though. But the one thing that we are missing is gunpowder, which is from creepers. So I was thinking that we've done this episode for so long, or so many episodes, and we don't have a mob spawner. I figured it's actually worth it for us to go ahead and just make a mob spawner, maybe kind of in this direction, just somewhere in here. So I think that'll be our next goal. We'll just build a mob spawner. It's going to allow mobs to drop down and fall into their death. So yeah, we have about 4,000 cobblestone, and I was like, oh my god, I'm going to need a lot of it. This chest was full, and there was cobblestone spilling everywhere because it's actually producing more cobblestone than it's processing. And I know a lot of people talked about because I'm converting things to gravel and sand and lime sand, and people were like, hey, you could just use the whole entire throwing it in the water to convert things. I'm kind of glad I didn't because I've built a cobblestone generator with inside of this machine. And that's going to allow me to basically just always have cobblestone. I never have to do the whole entire mining for cobblestone or do the shift right click or anything like that. I'll just always have cobblestone. So a little tip if you're playing along with me. Yeah, I'd say it's working pretty good. I just need to find a way to just kind of raise this up a little bit because of course it's collecting items here naturally. But I want to be able to hit the mobs because some of them will live with like about a half a heart, give or take. Yeah, I can see their health just like this. But you can see right away, this is already giving a ton of XP. I'll link the tutorial that I followed in the description. But this has been a mob farm since I started playing Minecraft, and so I'll link the video I watched, but this is definitely not the original creator of this thing. But you can see we already got a power 1 bow, so there we go. We have a bow now, which is pretty sick, and it'll even repair up as we got this. But as you saw, we got gunpowder, we got rotten flesh, we've even gotten an iron ingot out of this, so I'm just going to let this run, but we can go ahead and work on getting a blaze now. There we go. Fel Pumpkin. We've got one now created. All right, cool. So it says I also have to place these above iron bars. Just 2 of them technically. And then I am going to grab, you know what? I'll grab 2 more of these because I'm going to go ahead and make a blaze burner for ourselves because it's something we haven't made yet. Which all we have to do is press 2 iron ingots. And then, oh, wow. Actually, we have some that are already pressed. That works too. And then this should create us, there we go, an empty blaze burner. And then I'll put it near this water right here just in case we do light on fire. But if I place 1 iron bar, and then we just got to do the Fel Pumpkin, which is going to be a little unique. Just like so, turns into a blaze. And if I right click with a blaze burner, or with a blaze burner that's empty, now we have a blaze. Look at that. So that I can even put this under a mixer. And we finally have this step completed. Look at us. We're being so productive these last 2 episodes. But there's our blaze burner, and I'll probably build a little thingy just like that. But look at that. We can now technically make brass, even though we've been able to make brass in the past. But still, we've got this up and running. Also, I apologize for the lag right there. I had the F7 mode on, so it was detecting every single light source in the area. But there you go. Back to normal. And we got a nice blaze, or a nice mob farm out of this. So apparently if I take this potato and I throw it into a mana pool, it turns into a tiny potato. And then I think I can place this. Look at him. He moves around and I can pet him. Oh my god. Look at, can I pick it back up? I don't want to kill him. Okay, I can pick it back up. Where do I want to? I'll put him in my house so he stays safe. We have a pet potato. Are you kidding me? This is, we'll put him, maybe I could put him on top of here. Oh, he kind of floats. What if I put him on top of my crafting bench? Look at, and then I think I can give him tools too. Yeah, he's got a little sword, a little pickaxe. Look at that. Can I give him a bow? It still looks a little weird. Can I give him a torch? He puts it on his head. Oh my god, this is so cute. There you go, buddy. I gave him a little iron ingot. I don't know if I can, oh, I can give him, oh, I can place it on all sides of him. There you go. He's got 2 little iron ingots. Oh my god, I love this. Can I actually, there he's go. He's got a little iron sword. He's defending my my little house. Oh my god, this is awesome. So I figured that the next thing I should do is make this ring of growth. This is something I've been working on for so long. And I figure let's stop holding back. We can actually farm skeletons over there. We can farm this for bone meal. Let's do it, because the last episode we tried to make it and it was just taking too long, so I just kind of gave up. So we might as well do it now, because we can farm all of those mobs. There we go. The ring of growth. And then we can even just throw these things back in there. And I don't know if we can wear 3 rings at once. It looks like that's not the case. But I think if we shift right click will grow grass and flowers. I don't know if I have to just walk near it, or maybe it's just right click. All right, so it's hold right click with the ring out is how this works. And it just slowly starts to grow things, which, or maybe it is just holding it out. Yeah, because everything is just growing. So I wonder if it's just in my inventory. No, that doesn't look like that's the case. So maybe it's just in my hotbar. Nope, it's holding it out. Okay, but that still works though, because if we start building some other farms and things like that, we can just kind of vibe like this, and it's just bone meal just constantly. And it says it's a 15 by 15 block range. So standing in a farm like this would make it so it's almost maxed out in seconds. All right, we are back into the Skyblock series. Back with the new skin. I mean, we'll even we'll run with the googly eyes. I love this so much. It's been about a week of me being off of the Skyblock world, and now we're entering back in. And I figured we should now head towards what the future is going to look like for this series. So I know we're like halfway through this episode currently, but I figured I'd point out that we're of course taking on Botania. And with Botania, we actually can craft end portal frames. And I believe that this is a custom recipe. I don't think that this is with Botania, but you need I'm going to butcher this word, a Gaia spirit and then obsidian to craft end portal frames, as well as it looks like here, if we did nether stars and eye of enders and a bunch of prismarine and emeralds and diamonds and things like that, we could do that. So we'd have to fight the wither. That would get a little interesting, but I think we're going to move towards in this direction with Botania, because that's what we've been doing. And if that becomes hard, of course, we can go this route. But we'd have to fight several withers to get that, which is a lot of work. But yeah, so I figure we might as well just continue with Botania, and let's get as much of it done before the end of this episode. We are back, and yes, I have a grass block. I just killed an enderman that took a piece of my island, so I did not cheat. I swear. We have just spent a long time looking through this Botania to the point that we're actually updated, minus basics and mechanics or something else that I haven't covered yet. But you can see we're basically halfway through the book, which is really cool. But I've bookmarked a ton of things that I think are going to be kind of useful for us. And I want you to let me know in the comments if there's anything that you realize I haven't made and you think would actually be super useful. So I'm going to go through a couple different odds and ends in here, and we'll just go that route. So some of these things I'm going to point out and not actually make, but I thought they'd be really cool, especially if you're playing alongside in this mod. The first one is the abstruse platform. Not obtuse, but abstruse. And it essentially allows you to, if you hold shift, you can actually go through this block, but if you're just walking, you can walk over it. So kind of like hidden platforms. Pretty sick. We're also able to set up a alchemy type of block. And then if you place this, if I can find where it is, yeah, if you place this below a mana pool, you can convert items. So like rotten flesh into leather, different types of logs into other different types of logs, saplings, redstone, quartz, a whole bunch of other odds and ends. I figured I will probably make one of these just in the off chance we need some of these items. A lot of this stuff I could see being super useful in a regular survival world, not so much for a Skyblock world or even just a single player world. But even things like this, like cactus into slime balls, would have been super useful early on. There's also the Manaseer Monocole, just allows me to see a little bit more of the mana side of things. So I think we're going to make that. It'll help me out a little bit more. There's also a Trinket Case. It kind of holds all of the trinkets that we're making, and there's a ton of them that we haven't made that it would also help us hold. Might make one of those because it's really not that expensive. We also have the Surus Amulet, which gives us double jump. Something that I figured if we really wanted to, we might be able to make. Just don't know what the Rune of Air and the Rune of Autumn are made, but we'll look into that. We'll see if we're going to make this, but it'd be cool to just have some double jump. And then there's a Soul Scribe, which is a sword, and it's specifically towards Enderman. So you can, from my understanding, do a ton of damage to Enderman. Don't know if it'll actually give us like a one-hit kill, but it will do a ton of damage, and it's really not that expensive. A mana pearl is, I'm pretty sure, just a ender pearl thrown into the mana pool, and then mana steel is just iron thrown into a mana pool, and then of course our living wood twig. So we might as well make that. I figured we'll craft those things up and running, and then we can get on to, if I can get to the homepage, holy crap. We can get to the basics and mechanics to go ahead and tackle the runic altar. All right, so we have the monocle equipped. I don't think I see any kind of differences. But maybe I do, because I think maybe we didn't see that unless we had the wand of whatever it was called out. But we can see that the mana is going from our mana spreader going into here. We can see that this is glowing blue, saying that it's good to go. So maybe that worked. I don't remember, but we have that up and running. Let me know in the comments. As you can tell, I'm the biggest noob to this mod. Ah, that's what it is. So look at that. We can actually see the mana being shot even through walls. So that's what it is. So if we had a ton of these up and running, we'd see it all even through like walls and things like that. So, okay. I understand the use of it now. Took me a second. But we can actually make, theoretically, I believe it is a trinket chest. Yes. Boom, boom. Or a trinket case, excuse me. And then this should be able to hold all of our trinkets, which of course that's not a trinket. But let's say we took our monocle, we can throw that in there, and it holds it inside of our trinket case. So kind of a nice little cool addition if we end up making more trinkets. So I was over here going, how do I make an ender pearl? Because like I rarely get enderman. I say that now, and we literally have one right there. But like I rarely get enderman, and I really just need an ender pearl. So that I can start to make that sword that can then one shot or do like a 2-shot on enderman. Come to find out, you can actually wash blackstone, and it gives you, it's a less than 1% chance of ender pearls, but it is a chance. And you can also get gas tears, which also you can use in, I believe it's somewhere in Botania. You can actually throw a gas tear into a mana pool. Oh, it's actually this. I was looking at it. With the alchemy catalyst, and it will turn into an ender pearl. So I figure why not? If we can just get a bunch of blackstone and just have it start basically set up with the create mod, should be set. Hey everyone, this is where I'm going to be ending this episode. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to drop a like and subscribe. And without holding back any further, here's a sneak peek at the next episode. What? I'm sorry. Since when can we get ancient debris from this? Wait, that changes a lot, because that means we can get netherite then, technically, if we farm this.